Office environments tend to breed weird social dynamics. Some people don't seem to care if they hurt someone else or tell a joke at someone else's expense. When you are the target of such behavior, you may be shocked that you are being treated unprofessionally. Take a deep breath and remember, you are probably not the only one being treated this way. So look around the room and see who the other victims are. Even though your reactions to offensive behavior are typically and understandably anger and resentment, you need to continue to behave professionally. Keep watching this video to find out some of the tactics to keep in mind so you can respond appropriately on the spot to deflect the offensive person and stay in control. A bully is anyone who tries to intimidate someone who is perceived as weaker. Bullies come in all sizes, shapes, and colors. They use a variety of techniques such as screaming, needling, and making their counterparts the butt of a joke. You may remember such a person from the schoolyard. Being around a bully is never gonna be a pleasant experience. Whatever you do, don't try to outbully a bully. Instead, rely on some basic skills to deal with this person. This is very important. Don't speak often, but when you do speak, make it count. With as little emotion as possible, let the bully know exactly what your position is. Sometimes, don't resist the person's remarks. Instead of defending yourself against offensive comments, validate them. For example, if someone says, "You keep forgetting that price over and over again, have you lost your mind?" Then you can say, "It must seem like that to you, doesn't it?" Refusing to strike back eventually bores your attacker. When there is no fuel for the fire, there is no fire. Admittedly, this is very unnatural. To pull it off, you must come from a position of strength. With this tactic, you can appear to be a wimp or a giant, depending on how you handle the situation. So, if you can't respond without rancor or hurt while looking the other person right in the eye, you may be better off trying a different approach. This may not do any good, but sometimes a bit of candor can diffuse a situation. Yelling back at a bully does no good, but telling the bully that the behavior is having the intended result may just change that behavior. You can sometimes show the person off. If someone makes a disparaging remark to you in front of a group of people, call the group's attention to that person. Say something like, "Well, that didn't sound very nice to everybody, did it?" Or, "Gee, these people aren't gonna get a good impression of you." Then pause and let peer pressure take over. Someone in the group is sure to say, "Hey, yeah, cut it out." When you do this, make sure you don't sink to the person's level. As bad as the person may be, don't engage in a dysfunctional approach to deal with him. For instance, don't start a trail of emails gossiping about the person or badmouth him to others. Be professional. If you must have a single confidant, select that person with care. Make sure you have known that person for a long time, and preferably, choose someone far from the workplace. After you are fully aware that someone is directing offensive behavior at you, don't simply decide to live with the situation. It won't improve unless you do something about it. In fact, left unaddressed, the situation usually gets worse. Quietly, professionally, and privately let the person know that you will have to report his difficult behavior. Keep it private. Keep your conversations with the other person about his behavior private. Never lose your temper at work or engage in a confrontation in front of others in the office. And make the first move. Approach a difficult person with the belief that he is as eager as you are to restore rapport, and start your conversation with statements such as, "I'm sorry for what I may have done to make you angry," or "I could be wrong." Make sure to take action swiftly. If you don't, you may eventually become so angry that your efforts to address the situation could become irrational. Tackle the problem while you can maintain some objectivity and emotional control. Deal with them well before you feel like hurling something at the person who is bugging you. You've done everything right, but nothing has changed. You're frustrated and tempted to take the problem upstairs. While your urge to report other person is natural, first, make sure that doing so is the best course of action. Can you answer if this is a matter that should be settled by the company? Some types of problems, like personal annoyances and personality conflicts that don't rise anywhere near the level of abuse and harassment, don't require company involvement. If the problem is persistent and affecting your work, or the person is intentionally targeting you, you may want to consider asking for help. If the conduct is a matter of personal taste or preference, be very careful that you don't come off as a whiner, a difficult loner, or worse. Very few managers have much patience for those who fall into these categories. Of course, if you're one of those types, you probably don't see yourself that way, so check in with a friend to get an objective assessment of the situation, and let the friend know exactly why you're asking so that you get an honest answer instead of the kind of blind support that many people give to their friends when nothing is at stake. Another question you have to ask is if the problem is significant enough to warrant consideration by the management level above you. If the conduct is a breach of company policy, the law, or good business practices, by all means, use the internal reporting system to alert upper management to the problem. Once you determine that reporting up is the best course of action, follow protocol, do not be emotional, and point out the importance to the company in getting the matter resolved. And don't expect anything to change quickly. Managers usually like to move things over and handle situations in a methodical manner. None of the methods mentioned are easy, and none of them automatically lead to a healthy work environment. If you use these techniques to show you're not a victim, the office monster usually decides to pick on someone else. That's not the ideal result, but it's better than you being picked on. Then you can become the office hero by helping the new victim go through the same channels to address the offensive behavior, and eventually, the offensive person will run out of victims. Whatever you do, beware of constantly complaining about the situation. Constant complaining can earn you the title of office whiner. Others in the office may wonder why you're unable to solve your own problems, even if their tolerance of the situation is part of the problem. If you're involved in a constant conflict, fingers may start pointing at you for other problems that arise in the office. Last but not least, no matter how hard to face and admit, consider the possibility that the difficult personality in the room may be your own. No one likes to think this, but if you hear people yell often, you may have a particularly frustrating style. If your relationships at work seem unnecessarily contentious, consider what you can do to change that pattern. Next time you feel like you're being rubbed with sandpaper, push your pause button and listen twice as much as you usually listen. This allows you to observe yourself. Take a hard look at yourself to see what you could do differently to smooth things out. For example, if 2 different people got upset with you in 2 of your last 3 internal meetings at work, chances are very good that the fault lies with you. No matter how strong a case you can make that the situation wasn't your fault, it probably was. Your version of the facts isn't relevant. The only important fact is that people frequently get upset with you. Try to figure out what element of your style of presentation makes dealing with you frustrating, upsetting, or annoying. Ask someone who loves you point blank. Don't defend yourself. Sit quietly and listen to the whole awful truth. Then try to fix whatever is wrong. That's pretty much it for today. Hope you find this insightful and helpful and share it to someone in need. Thank you for watching the video. Have a great day. See you next time.